All right. It says we're live. All right. Hey guys, it is Shelly and Jason. We're doing festival stuff and going to talk about that. We had it scheduled for Jay from Prepared Citizens to be here tonight. Jay had a family emergency. He texted me a little while ago and was like, "Hey, dude, something's come up. I'm not going to share everything he told me, but he said something came up and I cannot do it. We're going to have to reschedule." And I said, "Dude," I was like, "take care of what you need to do. Shelly and I will wing it and figure out something to talk about." So, Shelly, let's figure something to talk about. I
Right.
mean, there's plenty of crap going on. I mean, there's I
Well,
don't
before we jump into that, y'all keep Jay and his family in your prayers.
yeah
So just wanted to put that out there.
yeah exactly. So we'll probably get Jay on. I mean, we're doing Mondays and Thursdays, and I got it right this time. It's Mondays and Thursdays. So after all this
Well,
time,
I had it wrong last time. I'll admit it. Doesn't happen very often. You can write it down, but I was wrong.
the nice thing is this is recording, and Melanie can cut it into a short and post it as a short for us.
Right?
So
She's so good at her job.
yeah, but yeah, uh, we'll probably schedule Jay back another time. We might do it on a Wednesday or something like that, or heck, we might just have Jay on one morning or something. So Demo Man Don is in here. So all right, but yeah, we've got that. So we're gonna wind up. I mean, the festival. What is today? The 22nd. We're less than a month away.
23rd.
23rd. All right, I'm a day late and a dollar short, I guess.
So you know what today is?
What?
Today is Jackson's birthday, my little grandson.
I saw something about that on Facebook, I
So
think.
shout out to Jackson. He's in double digits now. He's the big 1-0. Super awesome.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Jackson.
Happy birthday, Jackson. So Bill's here. Good
Hey,
evening,
Bill.
Bill. And Grit
Hey,
and Grace.
Grace.
Hey, Grit and Grace. So Grit and Grace, how hot is it up where you're at? It is freaking. I got in the truck and was driving today, and it said 94. I was like, "This sucks."
You know, one of the guys at work that I am working on a project with, he lives in Massachusetts. So we do most of our meetings through Teams. He lives where him and his wife bought like this old kind of historic house. He said most of the houses in Massachusetts are like 250 years old and older, and they've never had air conditioning.
Yeah.
So, and those homes weren't built with air conditioning. And he said it's only been like the last 10 years that it's gotten hot enough. You know, before that, he said they would have like 3 days that it was like 90 degrees and hotter. Cause I mean, it's Massachusetts. And so right now they're getting central air installed in their house and they're having to rip out walls and everything to put ductwork in. But because they have this really old home. But yeah, I said, I can't believe you've gone this long without air. And he said, it really does not get that hot up here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
But you know, global warming, it's happening.
Oh yeah, exactly. So, but they're taking care of us. They're spraying stuff in the air to dim the sun where it's not going to be near as hot. So
Well, you know what I saw today?
what?
Since that's a big, chemtrails aren't real, which that's probably going to get our thing shut down or whatever.
No.
But everybody's like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist and it's not real. Just so happens that Ron DeSantis signed a bill for Florida a couple days ago that you can't do that in the sky anymore.
Really?
They don't want weather manipulation happening in their state. So I guess it's not a conspiracy theory if he's signing it into a law, right?
Yeah. Well, I think Tennessee did that too.
Yeah, Tennessee did too.
So, but Demo Man Don is hot. He's in Florida, so I bet it's hotter than all get out down there. So, and then Melanie's here and Clint's with her. So good afternoon or good
Hey,
evening.
Melanie and Clint.
Yeah, Grit and Grace. I was working in the greenhouse today. It was 110.
Hey, Clint, I need you to give me a call when Melanie's not around. Please. You can get my number from her. She's got it. Just give me a call, dude.
So give me Shelly's number, but you can't be around. I gotta.
I know it sounds sketch, but it's above board. Just give me a call.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Melanie says she took a day off to catch up in the garden, but only made it to about 11:30, and the heat index was 105.
Oh, it's insane. Y'all be careful out there. Don't you do? She said, what? Not sure about that. You'll be okay.
Dave said in Tennessee also. Yeah. And they did. I was pretty sure that the governor of Tennessee signed that. And of course, our great and wonderful governor, little Andy, he's not going to sign anything like that. So, what did Bill say? You got an easier time reading these things than me.
He said, my friend in eastern Idaho got snow the first 3 days of summer. And on the night of the second day of summer, they got 2 feet of snow. Wow. That's
crazy.
Idaho's cold, man. You get up there in the mountains. I mean, Randy and I are going to Yellowstone in August, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not really looking for it to be real hot. I don't know. It does get hot out there. So. Yeah, it does, but hopefully we'll be getting into their fall.
It'd be nice. So, but yeah, hey, hit the thumbs up button. And Melanie, you can post all kinds of links since you've got a ranch now. So,
you got the power.
Yeah, you can do all kinds of fun things. So, all right. You want to talk about the festival, or you want to talk about the Iranians and the Israelites, it's not the Israelites, it's the nation state of Israel that was created after World War
II. Israelites.
Yeah. So.
Good thing they're not wandering around in Iran, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, but I'll tell you this. I started a couple of weeks ago. I was like, I'm going to read the Bible straight through. So like just from beginning to end. And do that. And I've started doing that. I'm in Numbers right now. So, but it's kind of cool. You know, you hear about all the stuff in church and everything, and you'll hit a snippet here and a snippet there and everything, but to read it all straight through. But I'm going to have to start reading it earlier because I've been falling asleep reading it. So, but there's worse things you can fall asleep reading.
I know. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Well,
they are spraying the skies in Tennessee due to no one enforcing the new law. I saw strips in the sky last evening. I'm so mad about this. It rained every day last week or so. I agree. I mean, I'd be mad too, Dave.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like, we have a lot of laws already in place. They just don't get enforced. And if they don't get enforced, what difference does it make? You know, well, I mean, who cares?
Well, they get enforced for certain people, but not for other people.
Right.
Absolutely. Kind of like that two-tier justice system.
Hey, before we dive into this stuff, guess what else happened this week besides Jackson's birthday? Not this week. It's been, what are we at? 12 days ago, I think. Guess what happened?
Besides your wood chipper?
Yeah, I got a wood chipper. That's pretty cool. But yeah, not my wood chipper.
I don't know what happened. It was 12 days ago.
I had a new grandbaby born.
Oh, that's right.
So I've got 8 now.
Jeez.
It's a little guy. His name's Sawyer Lee, and he's cute as a button. Wow. If any of y'all are my friends on Facebook, you've seen pictures. He's just cute as can be.
I've seen pictures. So, well, hey, talking about babies. We got to church. We go to church on Sundays at 9:30. For Sunday school, and then we hit the 11:30 service. So, and then the two kids that I talked to at Vacation Bible School about getting saved and everything, they got baptized Sunday morning. After all, and everybody's probably heard the story. After everything like that, the kids didn't want their big concern was getting baptized in front of all these people. So we figured out if it was just a few people, they were good. They ended up getting baptized in front of the whole church after all this, and I'm just like, okay. So I'm like, cool. But yeah, so we get to church. We walk in the door, and we hadn't been there 5 minutes getting ready to go to Sunday school. The lady that runs children's church texted my wife and was like, hey, do you mind helping in the nursery? And I was like, I really wanted to go to Sunday school, but I'll help. So I ended up for an hour. I had one little baby. She was probably less than a year old, Remy. She sat in my arm, and then there's another little girl They just sat in my arm. They sat in my arms for an hour eating Cheerios and just looking at me. And I was like, man, you can't beat this. So
I love babies.
oh, I do too. And
Go ahead.
it's funny. The women would come and drop their babies off, and they see a guy like me sitting there cuddled up with two babies, and they're just kind of looking. It's like, that's awful weird. And I'm like, hey, I love babies. I love kids. They're awesome.
So Melanie, this is crazy. Melanie said, I heard or / read somewhere that the chemtrails are in federal airspace and not state airspace. WTF. So what, if it's above 10,000 feet or something, which is where most planes fly, like in that 10,000 to 20,000 foot window, is if it's up there, they can do it anyway? Is that what that means? That's crazy.
I don't know.
They're like owning the space above us.
Yeah. Well, there's something about it. You only own on private property. You only own so much above ground level.
Really?
Yeah, there's something about that.
So, like, if I wanted to build a skyscraper on my acreage here, I couldn't do that because I don't have the rights to it.
I don't know. Bill said he believes it's 200 foot is ground space.
Wow.
Yeah, and then Great Grace like the drones too. I don't know. I do know if you shoot a drone down, that's federal deal right there. So I don't know.
Bill, you got a great granddaughter? Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Gosh, Bill must be old.
Don't be knocking Bill. Come on.
Hey, he's doing good. He's got his stuff on tap. He's taking care of somebody else's farm and everything else. And he said yes.
He's got it going on.
So
and below too.
Wow.
So like below the surface. So like if they found oil on my property or something, that's not mine.
It depends on if you got the mineral rights, and it's all state to state. I'm not 100% sure.
They're gonna get you coming or going. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah. And then when you die, they take stuff, estate taxes and all that kind of stuff.
Tax the fire out of you.
Well, Bill's 66 and mowed 3 yards before noon today. Bill's not horribly old to have great grandkids.
I ain't that far behind you, Bill.
So I'm pretty good ways. I'm just 47, and I want to stay 47. I don't know. I'd like to stay. Oh, what was it? Lincoln asked me. I took Lincoln with me to work for a little while today, and we had some plumbers and stuff come over and do this. And he said something. The lady that owned the house was there. She's one of my friends, and Lincoln and this lady were talking, and they were talking about how old people were and stuff. And he goes, "Dad, aren't you 45?" And I was like, "Shoot, I wished I was 45 again." I was like, "It's just 2 years, but I'd take it." So.
How old's your oldest son?
17.
See, you're getting into grandpa age.
I know. Don't say that. That's the last thing that kid needs. So he comes to me and says he's got a kid. I'm gonna bust his ass. So
you'll be all right.
Well, all right. You want to talk about the Iranian crap?
Sure.
Or do you got a good news article or anything? Or one of these crazy.
I have one. I don't know if you would consider it to be good or not, but I thought it was interesting. Let me find it real quick. Nope, that's not it. Let me go back.
I mean, I got InfoWars up. We could always look at Alex Jones.
The thing I found has to do with the Civil War.
All right. Hey, while we're waiting, does anybody listen to Alex Jones?
No, he's crazy.
I listen to him every now and then. And the bad thing is a lot of times I listen to him while I'm mowing the yard on Saturday, and after I'm done with that, I get hyped up and I'm like, I'm going to take on the world. We got to get more food storage.
He's crazy. So, okay. Let me bring up the article. In where is this? Richmond, Virginia. Richmond officials have identified more than 700 potential unmarked graves beneath a city-owned property in Manchester, with many of the interments believed to be Confederate soldiers. I mean, they've got like a, it looks like a picture that was taken from a satellite or something like that, which I'm not sure what technology, but you can actually see like these graves are just side by side. There's
Really?
like, I don't know, 30 rows of them and probably 20 graves. They're just lined up side by side. And apparently they didn't know that they were there.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna like dig them up and move them or what.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like they should leave them alone, but turn it into a cemetery and not let people build stuff there, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know what goes into that, but I think that they should just, I don't think that they should move them or mess with them.
Yeah. Well, if the developers got enough money, they'll do it. So
I thought that was shocking that they found. That's crazy.
well, I mean, just think about it too. Think about how many dead people are buried all across the North and the South from wars and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And we don't even know anymore, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like all the dead bodies up on Mount Everest. Apparently, if you die up there, they just kick you over to the side because they can't bring you down.
No, they stack you up. They have like a wall of frozen dead people.
That's cool.
And they go up and get them at some point, but yeah, it depends on when you're climbing up there. They can't. You're right. That they can't bring you down.
Jeez, that's just another reason you don't need to go climb mountains.
I know, right?
Yeah. Dave says, he says, I want to get my mineral rights to my 5 acres. Talk to an attorney. He didn't know anything. So does anybody know how to get legal mineral rights on my deed? I have no idea. That's probably, I don't know.
I know that that's a thing like in Wyoming and like Western states or Midwestern states out there. You might, I wonder if Darren would know.
I don't know.
Let me talk to Darren and Patty, and the next time we have a live, we'll bring that up.
Well, and Bill agrees with you. Seems like it should be a historical site.
Yeah, I think so too. That's just so many graves. And then you don't know who they are. I mean, I think they should leave them alone.
Well, Lawrence said this happened in Frankfurt several years ago while expanding government buildings. I don't doubt it. I bet sometimes it happens and the excavating crew just digs it up and throws it in a truck and hauls it off somewhere and buries it somewhere and, oh, we didn't see anything. So, but yeah, I don't know about mineral rights. That's something I might have to do the Google foo and find out. So I always thought it'd be cool is if you had a gas well, like a natural gas well on your property and tap into that.
Well, that's a thing in Kentucky because there's people that have that all over Barron County.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did some work years ago for a boy in right outside of Glasgow, and he bought the property and built his house, and there's an old gas well. There's an old oil well / gas well on there. He had the guys come out, and they tapped it, cleaned it out, and did whatever they needed to, and he was running everything off natural gas for pretty much free. So, I mean, but if you think about it, I mean, heck, you could have your own generator set up. You don't need the power company or nothing. You're set.
Right.
So it'd be awesome to have. So tell us about the Iranians, Shelley.
Well, apparently we went over there. I saw a thing today that said that Trump was building a golf course in Iran. He's already got 3 holes done.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
Yeah. But so apparently, let's just start by saying I don't know all the rules about how Iran is governed by the whole world. I know that they're not supposed to have nuclear weapons or nuclear anything. And apparently, a long time ago, Hillary gave them uranium. And then, well, she wasn't a president, but Obama gave them a bunch of money. And then Joe like freed up more money for them to do their thing. So, but they had these facilities underground that were creating nuclear whatever. They're trying to say that it was peaceful nuclear whatever. I can't remember the word that they used, but they kept saying it was peaceful, and I'm like,
they were enriching uranium is what they were doing.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. You were hiding everything and peaceful, like that's sketch. So over the weekend, they deployed a team completely, like nobody knew what was happening. The funny part about this is that there was a decoy team that took off from Florida, because I started seeing all these posts of people with pictures of the planes and all that stuff. Well, that team was going the wrong direction, and it was completely to be a decoy to fool people. Whereas the actual team had already left and was doing their thing. So they went over there and they bombed. I think the main one that they were trying to hit is a place called Fordow or something like that.
Yeah.
But they said that they were successful. I don't know. I don't know if they've got somebody over there checking it out and all that kind of stuff. But it was a successful strike or mission as far as I'm concerned, because our people got back and everybody was fine. Everything, and it ran well and all that stuff, to our knowledge. Every time I say something like this, in the back of my head I'm thinking they don't tell us the truth anyway, whatever. Yeah. But so and then today I was actually at lunch with my friends at work, and I look up at the TV and it says that Iran has attacked a U.S. air base in Qatar. So that was their retaliation, even though they were told not to do that. And then right before we got on here, Jason says that, what did you say? We were in negotiations for peace or something?
Well, it says on here, it says happening now. Trump announces Israel and Iran agree to complete and total ceasefire. So, but I mean, yeah. Well, the thing is, the Iranians shot missiles at one of our bases, but they called ahead and they were like, "Hey, we're going to shoot some missiles over here," and it's like, y'all clear out so we don't kill anybody. It's kind of like a punk, comeback, to be like, we're going to do this, but move all your people out. It's like you look like a wuss doing it. They had to retaliate.
Yeah, but I think they know that we're going to get more pissed if they kill our guys, kill our service members or whatever, as opposed to just destroying stuff. But we're going to get pissed regardless.
Yeah. But then also the caveat to that is, too, the Iranians control the media and they control the internet. So they could go on there and say, hey, we have retaliated and hit one of the United States bases, and the United States has been like, you're great and grand, wonderful Iran. We're bowing down to you. Don't shoot us anymore. So they could do that when you control the media, just like North Korea controls the media. And my problem with it is, and the old man told me one time, he said, you will be well served if you believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see. So, of course, they're saying, yes, Iran is trying to get nuclear weapons. They've been saying that for darn near 40 years, that, Iran is 2 weeks away, or Iran's days away from having a nuclear weapon. They've been saying that for so long. We don't really know if they're enriching uranium or not. So, because we're not over there, I hadn't seen it firsthand, so I don't really know. And I don't know if these things were actually deep underground bases or not, or what was going on. And then another thing, how long has North Korea been saying the same thing? It's like, North Korea, we're developing weapons. We're gonna shoot them at the United States. We're gonna do that. But we hadn't went in and bombed North Korea yet, when they've been doing essentially the same thing that Iran has. So it's kind of like, why do that? And then, I mean, I don't know. My whole take on Israel, and that is, yeah, Bill, all the governments control news media and most other media outlets. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, but I don't know. My whole take on, as far as Israel, there's the nation state of Israel that was formed after World War II, and that thing. So the nation state of Israel is different than the actual Jewish people. So everybody's like, I stand with Israel. Do you stand with the actual Jewish people, or do you stand with the nation state of Israel? Because there's a real big difference in that. So,
well, there's a lot of
and Thomas showed up too.
Hey, Thomas. The Bible explicitly says, Israel is God's people, and if you're against them, you're against him. That Israel's enemies are his enemies and all of that kind of stuff. So you have that whole kind of spiritual thing about that. But and I am not I'm not cool with World War III. I don't want that to happen.
No,
but if you've read the book, if you've read, Revelation, it's not going to end happily. It's not going to be pleasant, when all of that goes down. And I get that. But one thing, I saw something today that aggravated me, and so Bernie Sanders was doing a talk at a university, right?
Yeah.
And because I think he's out. I don't know if he's out campaigning. I don't know what's going on, but he was doing this talk, and somebody in the middle of his talk, somebody stood up and said, they're bombing Iran. So I guess it was when it started coming out on social media, and they just shouted it. And so people started freaking out in this auditorium. And they weren't being chaotic or anything, but there's a lot of talking going on. And then one of his aides brought out the statement that Donald Trump had made about it. And so he read that statement to all of them. And all these people were like, oh my God, this is awful that he did this, and all of this kind of stuff. And one of the girls that was in the video, she had on this see-through lace top she had on a black bra, and then this see-through lace top that you could see everything, and the bra and all that stuff. And I was sitting there thinking, if you were in that country right now, they would stone you to death.
Oh, yeah.
You would not be able to run around like that. You would have no rights. They kill women that show their hair and everything. And you're sitting there going, saying all this stuff. I kind of, again, I don't want war to break out, but I also know that I don't know enough about it to, be like a decision maker, I guess. And it just frustrates me. And not that you should just let people walk all over you or let the government do whatever it wants or whatever, but also it aggravates me when people speak out in ignorance and they have no idea. Just all of the people that think that, all of the homosexuals or LGBTQ or whatever that are from the whatever to the sea, all the stuff about Palestine and all that stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking, the only country in that whole area that they would not kill you is Israel.
Yeah.
That's the only one. Every other one would kill you because of the lifestyle that you've chosen.
Yeah.
Just sit down.
Yeah. And now, we could get super biblical on God's chosen people if we wanted to. So when the Bible was written, there was the Jewish people that were the Israelites that were God's chosen people. And it says in the Bible that once you're saved, you're grafted into the tree of life.
Right.
So I would put that, as long as you're grafted into the tree of life, then you are one of God's chosen people.
Right. I agree with that.
So technically, as long as you're a Christian and grafted into the tree of life, you're God's chosen people. If you're not, that would be not God's chosen people. So, I mean, we can get real biblical, but the way I see it, honestly, Israel's like the little brother. He comes in and talks a bunch of shit to people and then smacks the biggest bully around and then looks at Big Brother and is like, hey, Big Brother US, can you come save our butt? Because we did something stupid and we shouldn't have done it. And we fall, the United States, no matter who's president, falls for it, hook, line, and sinker. It's like, let's give them some more money. Let's go over here and do this. Let's go get some of our people killed because you started a bunch of shit.
Right.
Yeah. Bill, here's my take on this. I don't have a problem with the Israeli people. I have a problem with their government. Exactly. That's what I'm
same as us.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, shouldn't have a problem with us. It's our government that is ridiculous.
And I have no idea what this means.
They're talking about that. So back up here. Hold on a minute.
What
Bill said, funny that this came up talking about the graves. My wife was just telling me that someone found a prehistoric skeleton and they found the DNA. They found out that the man that lives there is the 300th generation on the land. It was somewhere in England, I think Melanie said. That's what they're talking about. This.
Gotcha. All right. We cleared that up. All right.
So I don't know. I mean, I just and another thing that's a little aggravating is that everybody thinks that World War III is getting started. I mean, he goes over there and does this one strike, and I know it was like in the thousands of bombs that were dropped. The number, it was like in the thousands. I want to say it was like 6,000 or 8,000. I can't remember what I read this morning, but over the court, and everybody's losing their mind over it because they said that, you know, he has essentially declared war and didn't go through Congress and blah, blah, blah. When Obama did the exact same thing and dropped in the tens of thousands of bombs and these strikes on different places. It was like 13 different missions or something like that. Again, y'all sit down, just stop. Just stop.
Yeah. Well, all right. Really, the take on it and kind of the closing deal on it is we don't exactly know what happened in Iran, if they were really trying to make nukes. We honestly don't know if they went over there in the United States to actually drop those bombs. We don't really know that.
They lied to us about everything.
Yeah. I mean, if they can cover up, yes, honey. Hey, I'm on a live. I'm on a go. I'm on a live. Go. Close the door. What did you need, honey? All right. Lincoln came down.
We don't even know if they landed on the moon, do we?
No, that's what I was going to say. I mean, they've covered that up. So we really don't know. So the thing to do is get yourself prepared, get your friends, get your family, and the people around you, your community, prepared for it. So I can't control, nobody on here can control what's going on in the Middle East or even in DC. So it's
Absolutely.
Like, you got, take care of yourself.
You know, Don Gorwin, I'm not saying that right, Don Gorham that lives down in Tennessee.
Yeah.
She made a post the other day. She's been doing camps, like camps for kids, camps for homesteading mamas, all that kind of stuff, and teaching people skills at her place and all of that. And she made a post the other day. She said, I can't control what's going on in the world and what is, happening out there and all of that. But she's like, I can share my knowledge with people and teach people to, live self-sufficiently and do that. And that's absolutely what we need to be doing. We need to be building community. We need to be sharing what we know. We need to be finding those peoples that are allies that we can depend on and they can depend on us. That's what we need to be spending our time doing, not obsessing about stuff on the TV that you cannot control, that you don't even know if it's true or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know exactly what went on my property and a fair amount of stuff that went on around me today, and I can control that. Yeah,
Maybe, Lawrence. It may be just as bad.
it is, Lawrence. It's just as bad. We had the conversations. You should not have got goats.
I think he likes them though. He's been posting pictures of them, and they look cute. But shoo.
Yeah, wait till their heads.
I remember William told me one time, if water can go through it, a goat can go through it.
Yeah, I will not have goats. I mean, honestly, I think if you own goats, you don't like yourself. That's my opinion on it.
You're
So,
a turd.
Lawrence, if you need, well, it's a good thing. Lawrence will be at the festival, and Lawrence will be able to talk to Dr. Trevor. So by the time the festival rolls around,
So
Lawrence
you're
will
thinking he's going to need therapy?
yes, he'll have PTSD because of these goats. So Lawrence, go ahead and book your appointment for Dr. Trevor.
Hey, all y'all that's in the audience or whatever, if you're goat owners, you can just unleash on him right now. It's fine.
Yeah. See, Bill agrees. Yeah, I've owned 2 goats, and I'll never own another goat. So,
My brother and sister-in-law have tons of goats, and they love them.
yeah, they must not love themselves, though. That's all I've got to say.
But their goats don't get out or anything. I don't know how that happens.
I don't know.
Lawrence said, we love them, but they are bad.
Yeah. Hey, I will. I had a few minutes today, and on the website, we have comfrey root cuttings and comfrey crowns on the website. So they're on the website, they're live. Pretty much what you've got to do. Melanie, can you put a link in there? Or Shelly, can you?
Well, yeah, I've got it up right here. Let me go directly to the thing.
So we've got root cuttings in there, and then we've got crowns. So we've got more root cuttings than we've got crowns. But if we sell out, I guess I will get down there and get some more root cuttings and some more crowns.
And we're getting ready to have, well, doggone it.
See, and Mary Beth and Greg are, well, Mary Beth, she loves her goats, and Greg secretly loves them.
We're also getting ready to have comfrey salve on there.
Yes.
So it'll be probably sometime after the festival we'll get that.
Yeah, because you took about half a truck bed full of comfrey cuttings.
Right.
And I took, well, we took over a tractor bucket load of comfrey that we cut. And that was only like 8 plants. And that stuff's pretty well dry down in the shop now. I set it in front of a fan and spread it out. It's pretty well dry, so I'm going to bag all that stuff up and keep it for this winter to feed for pretty much minerals and stuff like that for the animals.
It was huge.
Yeah.
Those plants are huge.
Oh yeah, I mean it's crazy. And yeah, if you go on the website, that picture you took of me holding that big old bundle of it, I put it. So, but yeah, there's that.
I don't see it on there. Where's it at on the website?
Go to shop.
I know. I see the picture of the plant that I took, but I don't see the picture of you holding it.
It should be there. Let me pull it up. All right, you go to shop.
Oh, wait a minute. You got to click on the picture.
Yeah.
Scroll down, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
that's
on there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, those plants are almost as tall as Jason. They are huge.
Who lost a little prestige
Come
under
on.
President Biden is back.
I got something playing. I don't know what's
American
playing.
deterrence is back.
I hate nothing more than when you're doing that and something's playing you can't figure out. I've only got like 18 windows open on my laptop. So
What's happening in your brain right now?
what's opening in my brain?
I said that's what's happening in your brain right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the festival.
All right.
Oh my gosh, look
It's
at
gonna be
this.
here.
Bill said that he got enough milk for his wife to put a gallon in her bath. This is goat milk. And her skin was silky smooth. Huh. And Dave says, I raised a nice Angus beef calf for the freezer on good organic French Alpine dairy goat milk. There you go. The naughty goats got shot, turned into barbecue.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
All right, so festival stuff. So our festival is coming up. It's
Yeah.
July 18th through the 20th in Bowling Green, Kentucky at the WKU Ag Expo Center. You can find out information and buy your tickets at KentuckySustainableLiving.com.
And we are sold out of tickets. There was a problem with the website.
We are not. You broke
And-
up a minute, but we are not sold
Yeah.
out of tickets. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
there was a problem with the website on the inventory and everything. I fixed it, so it should be fixed. So there's still tickets.
So last time at the festival, you were able to. We have some sister festivals that are happening. The Midwest Preparedness Project and the Self-Reliance Festival. Midwest is out in Kansas. Self-Reliance Festival is in Tennessee. If you go to all three of the festivals and get a poker chip, you have to go up and ask. So at Self-Reliance Festival, you have to ask Nicole. At Midwest, you have to ask Spags or Data, whatever, Patrick. And at our festival, you have to ask Jason or I. But if you come and ask us, we'll give you one of these poker chips. I just got a new supply of these in today. If you collect a poker chip from each one of the festivals, you can get a free engraved Mora knife, which is really cool. It's a neat looking. I have it. I don't have it on me right now, but it's a really cool knife, and you can get that for free.
Yep.
I want to remind everybody about that.
I would like to have one of those knives. I didn't get one, but of course I didn't go to all three shows. So
I didn't go to Self-Reliance last year.
no.
I need to go this year. I think I will go this year.
I will probably wind up going. So we've got the week, or Monday or Tuesday after Self-Reliance, I'm leaving on vacation. I'm actually going to take a vacation this year. So I'm not saying.
Howdy, Skanes girl. She's in the house.
And then, hey, you've got what? How many days are in July or in June?
30 days has September, 30 in June.
Yeah. So you've got 7 more days to get your ticket to, and I've got the only ticket left for the refuge class. That's the last one in existence. So if you want a spot in that class, you've got to buy a ticket and get registered to win. That's the only way that you're going to get in that refuge class. You can't beg, steal, or borrow to get in that thing. So, but yeah.
Bill, it is not. I carry one of those box cutter knives in my pocket. You know, those box cutter things. I use that at work all the time. So no, it's not. But it's in my bug out bag. So.
Oh yeah. We're talking about bags and stuff. This one came and this one's mine. So this is the OSHA compliant kit. We built 2 of these and got the Condition 1 case to put it in. We're a dealer for Condition 1 now. So as soon as I get time, I'm going to put a bunch of the Condition 1 stuff up on the website. But this is the OSHA compliant kit that comes in there. I built 2 of these for a tree trimming service up in Michigan. The guy had ordered some other stuff, and we got to talking. He was like, "Can you build me an OSHA compliant kit?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I know exactly what needs to go in it." We started talking. And he's like, "Put it in one of those cases that's waterproof and dustproof, and we can just throw in the bed of the trucks." I built that thing, started looking at it. I was like, "This thing's stinking awesome." I was like, "I want one for my truck." So I called up Condition 1. It's like, "Send me another one of those." And this is for me personally. So it came in today, and I was like, "I'm going to put it together tonight." So that's probably what I'm going to do after I get off here is put that kit together. And I'm excited. I want to keep it in the bed. I want to keep it in the toolbox of the truck. And it's got, I mean, all kinds of stuff. And I think it's honestly a really good price at $350. So, but yeah, I mean, super. Shelly, go over some of the speakers and stuff. I don't know if I'm more excited about the speakers or if I'm more excited about the workshops, because I won't get to go to any of them, but I'm excited still.
It's hard for us to get away to go to any of these. I usually get to see one. I mean, it usually boils down to I get to see one of them, which maybe this time it'll be better because we're having everybody, you know, speaking and doing their workshops every day. Well,
Yeah.
no, that's wrong. We're having the workshops every day. Speakers are not every day. So some of the speakers that we have lined up, we have Bear Independent coming in, TJ Morris. He's going to be speaking on Sunday. He's also going to be at the charity auction on Saturday night. And y'all, the charity auction, it is going to be fire. There is all kinds of awesome things that you can bid on. A lot of them are like experiences, go and do things or whatever. You're going to have a great time at that. It does not cost anything to get in. We're wanting to fill the seats that are in the auditorium. It's about 325 seats. So bring a friend. There's going to be a food truck set up to have barbecue and everything. So you can go get food if you want to, or not go get food. But you want to come and check out this auction, because everything that we are auctioning off goes to Caleb House. And it all goes to a good cause. So Bear is going to be there. William Bond is going to be there. He's going to be speaking on permaculture homesteads. And he's also going to be doing a workshop on how to build compost. We've got Dr. Trevor Wilkins. He's going to be talking about PTSD and problems that people have, adults have, and all that kind of stuff. Jay Addison, who was supposed to be on our live tonight, he's going to be talking about how to be a prepared citizen and how to, just get through life and preparedness. Brian and Susan Dudley are going to be talking about ham radio. We've got Erica Anderson and Dylan Searcy from Chronically Healthy. They're coming back, and they're going to be talking about how to get, it's how to just, it's, what am I trying to think of?
I thought they were talking about food labels.
Well, they are going to be talking about food labels, but if you feel like you've been lied to by your doctor, or if you have a doctor that is just wanting to give you medicine to cover up the symptoms of whatever you have and not actually figure out what is going on, the underlying causes or whatever, you need to go talk to Erica and Dylan. Functional medicine, that was what I was trying to think of. They are trying to help people create a real sustainable path to healing and health. The banks are going to be there. They're going to be doing a talk on herbal medicine and stuff like that. Jeff Smith, the everyday prepper, he's coming back. Right off the top of my head, I cannot think of what he's speaking on. Hold on a minute. Maybe I have it on my paper.
It'll be good, whatever.
It's going to be good, whatever, because he's got so many things that he knows about. He's going to be talking about active aggressor awareness and strategies of how to deal with that. And then we've got Suzanne Shires. She's going to be I'm really excited about this. This may be the one that I have to go see. She's going to be talking about finding salt out in the wild. She's also going to be doing a workshop on fermenting. But this whole finding salt in the wild thing, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
So let me go back. Workshops. Y'all, this is when Jason and I sat down and started organizing this particular festival, we wanted people to be able to go home with skills that they could actually use to put into their self-reliance, toolbox to be to not have to be able to do their own thing, right? So we've got Jane Clark coming in. She's going to do a sourdough workshop. She's going to teach you all about sourdough, how to make a starter, how sourdough works. And the thing I love about Jane, because if you missed the live that we did with her and Leslie, you need to go check it out. The thing that I love about Jane, if you've ever been on a sourdough, like on Facebook group or something like that, y'all, let me tell you, there are some people out there that are sourdough snobs. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but they will chew you up one side and down the other if they think you ain't doing your sourdough right. How ridiculous is that? Like, can we just live our lives and not worry about whether or not we're measuring out the right crap? Seriously. Anyway, Jane is passionate about helping people not be intimidated by sourdough and not think they're doing everything wrong and not yell at you if you're using, grams instead of cups or whatever. She's great. I love her. She's super, super nice. You guys will really like her. And then, of course, Leslie's coming back. She's going to be doing an herbal workshop, an herbal walk. She's going to be doing an advanced herbal workshop and some herbal stuff with the kids. So thank you, Melanie. She posted the link if you want to go see that video. Thank you so much. If you've been to one of our festivals before, you've probably talked to Leslie about herbal stuff. She's even going to have a booth set up where you can come and make some tinctures and stuff like that. Leslie is amazing. She's one of the best teachers as far as her craft and what she does. She is so great at teaching people to understand herbal remedies and building your apothecary and all of that stuff. That's right, Scanes girl. Say no to sourdough snobbery. Absolutely. And then we've got Jennifer Sparkman coming in, and she's going to be bringing her dogs, and she's going to be talking to you about dog training and defending your homestead with your dogs and all of that kind of thing. She's going to be doing some demonstrations with that. Like I said,
if we raise enough money, and we'll get in a bite suit.
Oh yeah, we might have to announce that next time. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Well, we need to do like a tip jar at the front desk.
Yeah,
it's like
y'all, we want to see Jason get attacked by dogs for real.
Yeah.
Like I've stapled him before and everything. I don't have a problem sacrificing him to whatever, especially if it's for a good cause for Caleb House, right?
Yeah.
Melanie said Leslie makes it easy to understand and how to apply it to real life. Absolutely, she does. She's great at that. Okay. So William's going to be sorry. What?
What did Bill say? It won't show it there.
One of the things that most people who make sourdough is that every household is going to produce a different yeast from their environment. Absolutely. That's what cracks me up about people that are like, I have a sourdough starter that is from, like 1785 from, what's the big San Francisco. That's supposed to be the big place that you get sourdough starter from. And I'm like, dude, the minute you set it in your kitchen, it doesn't even have the same DNA. It's like a whole different thing. Hey, there's Forrest.
Yeah. Forrest, he's got $10.
Right. He's got $10. Okay. So William's going to be doing composting. We've got Matt Wilkinson coming back to do the chicken processing workshop. Another amazing teacher. All of these people who are doing our workshops, oh my gosh, they're so good at teaching. They're so incredible at what they do. Jacob Peterson, he's going to be doing a workshop on basic knife use and bushcraft. Do you know he came to we did a sheep processing workshop at Jason's place a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And Jacob came, and even before the class he took about a half hour and taught us how to actually sharpen our knives. Like nobody, I mean, we have all these knives that we pay money for that we use in processing and everything. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do with them. And I've bought tools to sharpen knives, but he actually took the time to show us how to use those tools and to effectively sharpen our knives. I'm really excited about him coming back. We're going to have a sausage and bacon making. We're going to have a sausage and bacon making class. And then Greg Skeens is going to be doing a cast iron cooking and care workshop. We're going to have canning with Lawrence. He's in the audience tonight listening. And biochar with Bruce DeVries. He's coming back, and he's going to be teaching biochar. Oh my gosh, we've got Mike Adkins, who is coming to do a land navigation class. So when Jason first started talking about this, I was like, what are you even talking about? What does that mean? I've always known this as orienteering, and it's never like I wasn't making the connection between the two. But I met Mike up at Jeff Smith's festival up in Ohio. He's a super nice guy. He's actually an author. Like he writes, books, kind of like apocalyptic fiction and stuff like that. So he's going to come. He was in the military for 23 years and taught these classes, when he was in service and everything. But he's going to be coming and doing the land navigation class. You go to like a 1 hour classroom class, and then you have another hour in the afternoon that you'll actually go out and do the stuff that he teaches you how to do. I'm really excited about that one. We've got Dayton Bornick that is this kid is 17 years old, and the class that he's teaching is lock picking and restraint breaching and how to escape.
And
I don't know. Like when Jason called me about this, I was like, I just don't know about that. But this kid is so stinking nice. I met him at Jeff's festival too. Him and his mom were there, and oh my gosh, he's a great kid. And you know what? If it gets cray cray out there, you may need those skills.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
Well, now Dayton's going to be on with us Thursday night, right?
Yep, we're going to be talking to him Thursday night, so you'll want to check in and see what that's all about. And then I told you Suzanne's going to be doing fermenting. We've also got Greg New coming in. He's going to be talking about beekeeping. So if you're interested in beekeeping, you can come and talk to him. We've got Robert Onken that's going to be doing Chainsaw 101. Ladies, if any of you all out there are intimidated by that tool or think you need some training in that, come and check it out. Men, same thing. Come and check it out. Learn how to safely use a chainsaw. I live in Kentucky, and I don't know how many times I've heard about somebody, being out in their field, cutting a tree down because it fell on their fence, and they end up, the tree falling on them. Come talk to this guy. Let him demonstrate to you how to safely use a chainsaw. And just one more thing. If you ever go out and use a chainsaw, you better have a tourniquet on you. We sell them on our website. And then I've also got Miss Katie that's coming in and doing a butter and yogurt making class. So, and I met her at Jeff's festival. She is super nice. She has a webpage called Heritage Ways. She's moving from Ohio down to Tennessee, Middle Tennessee. So I think she's like moving the week before our festival. So she'll be, somebody on the crew that we'll get to know and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was actually everybody. I started to say that was a brief overview. That wasn't brief. That was everybody. That's all the stuff. So come and learn the skills, man. This is a great place for you to meet your tribe, build community. I promise you'll find people that live probably within 20 miles of you. That happens every time I go to a festival. I find somebody that's in Kentucky or somebody that's close to me. And you don't want to miss it.
The only thing we didn't tell them was there's a special guest appearance coming. And I bet nobody can guess who it is.
I don't even think I know who it is.
You know who it is because I asked you just a little while ago.
Oh, yeah, I do know who it is.
Yes.
Yeah, my brain's a little fried today. Sorry. It's late, y'all. This old brain is not functioning
It's
right.
just 7:30. It's not even dark outside. But yes.
It's late, y'all. I go to bed at 8. Like, what the crap, dude? For real.
Well. All right. Tomorrow morning, either, Grit and Gray said it's the heat.
It is the heat. Thank you.
All right. We might just save it. If you come in tomorrow morning for Clickbait and Coffee, I might reveal who it is.
Why don't you go ahead and say who it is?
All right. We have Jessica, the combat midwife, is going to come to the festival. She's going to be speaking, and she might wind up talking about an event that she's going to do right in Bowling Green. So Bill says he wears a tourniquet around his waist every day. As in your belt, Bill?
Yep.
So.
And that works too, man. Just be safe.
Yeah. Yes, but Jessica, combat midwife, is going to be speaking at the festival. And we got more details coming about some stuff we're working on with Jessica right now. So she'll be there. Super awesome person. I can't wait to meet her actually in person. Shelly's met her in person. I haven't met her in person yet, but I've talked to her, 1,000 times on the phone and through text message and everything else. I was text messaging her today about some stuff.
If you don't know what Jessica does, she's actually a service member as well. But she goes around and does workshops and teaches people how to deliver babies. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So, you may be thinking, like I just had a new grandbaby born. He was born in a hospital, all of that stuff. But what if we didn't have access to hospitals? Yeah. What if something happened and, you were just somewhere that you can get to a hospital or something like that? It's just one more quiver in your, skills. One more arrow to have. What is that thing that you put them in?
A quiver.
In the quiver. right? One more arrow to put in the quiver.
Yeah,
I don't even know what I'm talking about. See, I'm tired. I'm just tired.
because we're back in medieval times. The archer.
Hey, if you had a pregnant wife, you would want to know how to deliver that baby if you had a problem happen.
Shoot, yeah, I would. I don't know. That's kind of scary. I don't know. That'd be scary to be delivering a baby. I can do it with sheep. So
I have a friend that delivered her granddaughter. They had to pull over on the side of the road, and she delivered her granddaughter.
really,
Yeah.
well, Bill says yes. I have a military web belt that I got when I went through basic and schooling from a mechanic. Hey, it'll work if you get it down tight enough.
I'm sure if you ask her, Dave, she will.
Well, and then it's probably, honestly, the legal aspects are going to vary state to state.
Absolutely.
So, and
But
Dave's,
she used to live in Kentucky and bred dogs in Kentucky, and so she can probably speak to this state.
yeah,
She doesn't live here now, but she used to actually live not too far from me, so she can probably speak to that. But it may be different in Tennessee if you're in Tennessee or something like that.
well, Skanes Girl, they just closed the only birthing center with a midwife in northeastern Kansas. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's, and honestly, it's like, should guys go through this class too? Because a lot of it are like, you know, in learning about this stuff, they're like, oh, the women need to worry about that kind of stuff. Men need to worry about that kind of stuff too. Because I mean, especially if you're,
well, men are married to them. I mean, come on.
yeah. So I don't know.
You guys are there together. Somebody's going to have to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go through the class and learn about it. So, but all right, guys, you've got 7 more days to get your tickets bought. If you want to come to the refuge class or have a chance to win the last spot in the refuge class, we still have tickets. They're not sold out. The website has been fixed. We got our massive IT team on it this afternoon and they fixed it. So that's that. We're a massive IT team.
Yeah. Massive.
See, we can call it a team because it's me and you and not just one person. We can call it a team though.
In reality, though, what happened in this whole team situation today, I'm the one that broke it and he fixed it. Because I went in and clicked something trying to find information and didn't realize I broke it when I clicked it because it doesn't say you might break it if you click this.
Yeah. So, but it's fixed. The comfrey's on the website. If you want to order some comfrey, get on that. Order your comfrey. The comfrey is dug and ready to ship out. All our first aid. The only thing we do not have in stock right now is red IFAKs, and I'm going to order a few of those. So red IFAKs, we don't have those, but I'm going to order some of those probably tomorrow or the next day. OSHA kits. We can get the OSHA kit made pretty quick. I could give up my personal OSHA kit if somebody really wanted one right now. So, but guys, we appreciate it. I'll be on tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll be back on Thursday night with Dayton talking about how to break out of locks and restraints and all that good stuff. And also, I'll be Wednesday night. I'm not sure. I think it's probably 7 o'clock Central. I will be on with Tactical Response, talking about the festival and talking about the charity event. So I'll be on with them Wednesday night, and I think it's at 7 o'clock Central. So,
Y'all remember to keep Jay and his family in your prayers, and y'all have a fantastic evening.
All right, and we will see y'all Thursday. Bye.